So the big question
This just became my favorite interview of all time.
There's our sound clip, and we can end right now.
Yeah, right. We're done.
We have people watching from all over the world. They're already saying hello to our guests. They already got some questions. So without further ado, let's bring him out. He is the fantabulous, the one and only David Cook.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
For a second, I wondered who made that sound effect. Was that you or David?
That was me.
I was gonna say, it wasn't me.
Okay.
I can't hit
it's
that.
Me being weird.
Falsetto. How's it going, David? This is so exciting.
Good. How are you guys?
We're
good.
Yep,
very excited.
We've
established
excited.
Warman in Las Vegas and then in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, coast to coast. But well, okay, we kind of wanted to get started, asking questions about you, obviously. And you had mentioned that you grew up in Missouri. Mm-hmm. So we wanted to know, what would you say the music scene was like in Missouri? Was there one?
It's funny. I left Missouri after college purely because I didn't feel like the music industry at the time there was doing what I needed it to do or wanted it to do, and so I moved to Tulsa because I'd played shows down there with my old band and felt like that music scene was thriving a little bit. And then as soon as I moved down there, it like died out, and all the like the original acts went down to like Denton, Texas, and played like the Dallas area. So, yeah, I was kind of always chasing it, and it's funny because now, like, I just got a chance to go back home to see family and stuff for the first time in like a year, and got a chance to like kind of peer around the city a little bit, and the industry, like the scene there seems like it's having a bit of a renaissance, which is cool. So but I was a little jealous, if I'm being honest.
Okay, yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, we always like to ask people, especially we've had a lot of guests from Detroit. So, we're always curious about like growing up in Detroit. We had a guest from Sheboygan. We're like, what's Sheboygan's music scene like? But never anyone from Missouri. So
Sheboygan. Wow.
Sheboygan. Yeah. Fun. Have you ever played in Sheboygan?
Been there.
No,
I don't think so.
You have to go. I hear it's
it's pretty nice, actually. I gotta say, it's pretty nice.
Yeah,
it's a place.
I'll put it on the list. Yeah.
Well, David, we're curious if there's anybody else in your family that also plays music, or where did you get your musical talent from in your family? Would you say?
As far as singing goes, I'm not 100% sure. Neither one of my parents, I recall being, I don't recall them like singing or, anything like that. But my little brother and I both somehow are able to carry a tune vocally. But guitar wise, I grew up watching my dad play guitar. He had this kind of beat up acoustic around the house, and it was always in the living room. So he would like watch TV and just noodle. And that's kind of, that was really my first kind of introduction to it. And then he bought me a guitar, I think my 12th birthday. And I just kind of would play along to the radio, and I would, songs that I liked, I would try to record them from the radio onto like a cassette tape so that I could have it to play along with over and over again. So it was stuff like, songs off of like Green Day's Dookie album, and what was that Santa Monica by Everclear, stuff like that. Like,
oh yeah,
stuff that was
classics,
stuff that was easy to kind of pick up from your ear. And and then from there it was, started a band. We played in my drummer's garage, and then out in his driveway for Halloween, like stupid stuff like that. I just always really enjoyed it. So
that's awesome. Did the singing come first, or the guitar? Or was it kind of like simultaneously?
Singing came first. I got busted by my mom one morning singing while I was getting ready for school, just absentmindedly singing something. And she reached out to my elementary school music teacher, Mrs. Gentry, who then gave me a solo in the Christmas pageant that year.
There you go.
I got the bug from that. So
Was that like kind of the first like real moment that you knew you wanted to be a musician?
Oh no.
No.
I enjoyed music, but I just as you start dabbling in it, you'll get the horror stories pretty quickly up front. Just like, like if you really want to go after that, there's not a lot of success in it. And, so I just always kind of looked at it as a hobby. And I grew up playing sports. So like, I felt like, all right, I want to really try for baseball. And yeah. And then I blew out my shoulder actually the summer before my freshman year of college. And so as a result of that, I ended up following the rest of my band at the time to the University of Central Missouri. And we kept the band going. And yeah, so it wasn't really until college when I was like, oh, okay, maybe I should put some actual like real effort into this and see how it shakes out. And it just kind of snowballed.
Well, you mentioned that you played sports. Do you still follow any teams? Like, are you still super into any MLB teams or football or okay, Kansas City? There we go. I mean,
a little bit, just a little. Yeah. No, I got a job working for the Royals when I was in high school, and I worked in the suites department. So like I would just run food around the suites, and so I got to hang out and be a part of like, the live baseball atmosphere and got to see games. And that was probably, sadly, maybe even including the job I have now, might have been my favorite job ever.
You love what you do,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I kind of was just surrounded by baseball, like all through high school and stuff. And then the music thing was kind of like a for fun when I had time when we could all get together. And yeah, and then in college, like when I should be focusing on classes and stuff, it'd be like, all right, my last class ends at 3:00, and then I'm going to go drive 4.5 hours and play a show, and then drive 4.5 hours back so I can make classes the next morning. Just ridiculous stuff like that. So
making towns.
That's
wow.
right.
Okay. Are you into hockey at all? I know there's like that hockey. I don't mean to sound so like oblivious, but I know the hockey things are. It's hockey season, folks.
Yeah. So living in Nashville, you would think I'm a Predators fan. I'm kind of a peripheral hockey fan. I've been to a few hockey games, matches. I'm not sure what they're called. But I think I've made the decision recently. I think I'm going to start rooting for the Seattle Kraken. I think just because I love that mascot. Love that mascot.
Right. If we're going to like base things on mascots, we got to give a shout out to Gritty from I think he's up in Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah, he's the Flyers mascot, right? Yeah. I kind of want to do a music video where Gritty's the main character. But it's like it's him or her. I don't know what Gritty is. It's just Gritty kind of going through like a normal day, like getting up and like brushing teeth and taking a shower and eating breakfast and going to work at like a desk job. And that's kind of what I want to do, but he might be outside my budget.
That's fantastic.
We'll have to talk to some people. Get Gritty down.
Gritty, if you're watching,
Long-time
Gritty, let's make this happen.
Gritty, we see you. Okay, well, that's all I know about sports. So we're going to go to the next question. Unless we
New topic.
Unless we want to talk wrestling, and then that's a whole other thing.
That's another thing I have very peripheral knowledge of. But my little brother, when we were growing up, used to keep. He would buy like those old school like spiral like notebook things. And he would keep copious notes on every like televised event and pay-per-view, like who fought, who won, how they won, important story points. He had, I think it might have been 5 or 6 years worth of notebooks.
Wow.
Every single televised event. It was nuts. And he still has this replica like championship belt that he got signed by Mick Foley. We went to go see Mick Foley when he was on a book tour.
Love Mick.
So Mick Foley officiated my wedding.
Just as an aside.
And I got my Mick Foley tattoo right there.
See?
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to pick up that name you dropped, but
excuse me. Let me grab that right here. Mick Foley, Gritty. Let's get back to the music.
Yeah, right.
But I was gonna say your brother might be a bigger fan than I am. Okay, so besides Gritty, Gritty aside, is there an artist that you would like to collaborate with that you haven't had a chance to do so yet?
So I kind of cut my teeth on a pretty steady diet of like 90s alternative and early 2000s like alternative and active rock, that kind of stuff. And so like I still love bands like Our Lady Peace and Seven Dust and but this band that like I just recently saw them live for the first time. I say recently, in the last couple of years. This band called Big Wreck. I would love to work with Ian Thornley from Big Wreck.
That's cool.
And he lives here.
That's convenient.
But I don't know where, and I'm not gonna go like Google stalker mode yet. So.
You're not gonna knock door to door.
Not yet. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
We
have a lot of time left in 2021, so we'll see.
We do, even though this year is like flying by. It's crazy.
My God. Yeah, it's almost July.
It's summer, like it's officially summer. Yeah, I know, but I like that people are agreeing that 90s and 2000 music is the best. I have to agree. Mm-hmm. It is. Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Well, we wanted to ask kind of a specific question here, but so obviously music can severely affect a lot of people's moods. Do you have a song that you listen to that can instantly turn your day around?
It's a great question. I don't know that there's a song. So honestly, like I tend to listen to more comedy albums than anything.
Anything good?
Pete Holmes has a record out called Dirty Clean. I think that's really good. Let me make sure I got that right. I just have my phone here.
Google away.
Pete Holmes, Dirty Clean. And then Anthony Jeselnik. Lewis Black. Dan Soder, Son of a Gary, is a fantastic comedy album.
Ooh.
And then Dana Gould and anything Patton Oswalt.
For sure.
I can't wait for Patton. Sure. Have you had the opportunity to listen to or watch the new Bo Burnham special on Netflix?
Okay, honestly, he needs to win Grammy for Album of the Year. Like that's a hill I will absolutely die on. That record is so good, and I think what elevates that record to another level is just the story behind it. Like wrote that whole special himself, filmed it all himself, edited it all himself. Just an incredible piece of art. Yeah. So it needs to win all the awards.
Yes. Thank you for saying that too. Yeah. Cause like Danica and we talk, I feel like I think about it every day. I'm like, oh my God, this song, but it's a piece of art. It's a masterpiece. It transcends comedy.
And it's not just, it felt like, so I've been kind of I will admit, I've been a peripheral kind of fan of Bo's, like his previous work. I liked it, but this, it felt like there was just a lot of depth to it. So like there were funny parts, but then there were also parts that just like felt like you had to, like a deep exhale at the end of it. Do you know what I mean? Just a really, really. Just
or
a
if
really,
you're me,
really
you
special.
ended up weeping. You know,
Here's that. Yes.
I'm still exhaling.
Yeah.
We have people now disagreeing and saying that 80s music is the best. Look, that's okay. We're entitled to our opinions.
Yeah.
80s is good. 80s is very good. I'm not going to argue that.
Yeah. Well, okay. We have a couple questions. Let's get to these before we continue ours, Danica. From Deb, if a movie role presented itself, what type of movie would you want it to be? Comedy, drama, action, and etc.?
What is etc.?
It could be anything. Black and white. Musical. Yeah.
Musical. I think I'd like to try a drama. I'd also like to try something where I'm the villain. I would really like to do that.
Ooh.
But, fun. I'll take whatever I can get. So
Fair.
Yeah.
And I like this question too, because it's going to kind of segue into our next question. So if you were describing your music to someone who hadn't already discovered and are enjoying it, how would you do that with your latest EP, The Looking Glass?
The definition I've come up with for what I'm doing right now is I live in the middle of this triangle of pop, rock, and alternative. That's where I feel like my sweet spot is, and that's certainly where I feel like the Looking Glass EP lives, is in that gray area. And I kind of like that it does. I like that it's not just, it doesn't feel like one thing. But I'm really proud of this record. You know, it was something that I worked on here at home during the pandemic, and you know, I'm proud of all my records, but I think this EP especially has a through line. You know, and it touches on, as we kind of all experience this mass world kind of shutdown thing, to kind of find the silver lining in things and try to hold on to the hope that was kind of off in the distance. So, yeah, I'm really proud of this record, and yeah, I think that's how I would describe it. It just lives in that gray area between rock, pop, and alternative.
It really is a beautiful EP, and you sound amazing.
Thank you.
I mean, it's,
if anyone had any doubts, yeah.
Oh, well, no, of course, but just like, and some of your songs I feel like is expressing how, like you said, especially during the pandemic, how a lot of us felt, but maybe we couldn't like put into words. So now it's like you've kind of like gifted a like I don't know. I really thoroughly enjoyed it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Of course. And
I do appreciate this question from Vincent. This is one that we like to ask a lot of our guests that have been creating during the pandemic. Mm-hmm. What kind of hurdles did you have to overcome while making music during the pandemic? Because it's been weird for everyone.
The hurdles were they were peripheral things. You know, I think the recording process was the recording process, and at this juncture, I've kind of got a formula that works for me with that, and I was able to get with my producer that's done the last few records for me, and so that was kind of you know, business as usual. It was more you know, when you grab a guitar, or when you pack your guitar and your pedal board and all that stuff to go to the studio, also pack, you know, hand sanitizer and masks, and try to follow those protocols. And so it was stuff like that was where it was really different. And I felt it more in the songwriting, because it's just, you couldn't really get out and experience things and pull inspiration from kind of living out in the world amongst other people. So I had to find new ways to get inspired, and you know, and so it was just about, for me, I think, leaning into the discomfort of I say discomfort because I actually really did enjoy being home, but I guess maybe just that unsureness of like when I was going to get to go back to work, you know, and get back out amongst other folks.
Yeah, a lot of people saying it was some of your best work, absolutely loving it. And I saw a lot of people commenting that they really appreciated your stage it performances. And I know that that's something that we had talked about before we went live. So can you tell us about your decision to stream live on Stage It?
Yeah. You know, to touch on again what we talked about before we hopped on here, I've always been pretty slow on picking up new technology, and so live streaming just, I don't know. It wasn't something that I wanted to jump into before all this, and then it just kind of became a necessity. I wanted to be able to continue to connect with my fans, and make sure they knew that I appreciate them and I'm thinking about them, and so that's kind of how they started. Was just with that vibe in mind, and I really I enjoyed it. You know, again, touching on what we talked about earlier, I don't know that it was ever really a viable alternative long-term to doing live shows. I certainly think that there's something when you get people in a room and have a shared experience like a live concert, you can't duplicate that by other means.
Right.
But the stage at shows, the online shows have been a nice stopgap, and certainly something I think I'll continue to do every now and again once we get back to whatever the hell normal is.
Yeah. What normal? That's
Normal.
fun.
Am I
But
saying
people
it
are
right?
not normal. I think so. Well, a lot of people are also wondering, about your upcoming events, and we do have a graphic showing all of your upcoming shows because you're not only coming here. Looks like you're going overseas as well.
Yeah.
So, what are you looking forward to most about being back on the road?
I think I just touched on it. Just to be able to have these kind of one-off shared experiences with people in a room, like having a shared cathartic experience. I grew up and some of, like, when I grew up in Kansas City and got a chance to go to shows, I had some of my favorite experiences as a music fan. Like I went to a rock festival in Kansas City, maybe 2003, maybe, and Tommy Lee was on the bill.
Oh,
he was doing his solo stuff. And at the time, like, I liked Motley Crue, but like I wasn't old enough to necessarily like really get it, I guess.
okay.
And got a chance to meet Tommy Lee, and he could not have been nicer. Like it was cattle call autograph line, and he stopped the line because my buddy was a drummer and he was a drummer, and so they're chatting it up, and then he ended up giving me this one of his drumsticks that I still have. And I was just like, all right, if I ever get a chance to be like, a touring musician, like I'm gonna do everything within my power to be like that. And that's kind of a lesson I've carried with me. Like just be nice to people. Like,
oh gosh, yes.
There's absolutely no reason to be a dick ever.
Thank you. That's
so thank you, Tommy Lee.
Thank you. We've learned a lot from Tommy Lee in many facets, right?
We have learned a lot from Tommy.
We have learned a lot.
Some of it were not lessons we asked for, but we got those lessons anyway.
Thank you. Thank you, Tommy.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think I kind of forgot the point of the question.
Okay, I think you answered it.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Okay. Danica, you want to?
All right. Yeah, we're going to take a hard left here. Because
we've been on a real straight path so far. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So, but this is going to go a little further afield here because we know you are just as excited as we are, maybe me more than Kid Cadet, but about the newest season of Rick and Morty. So the big question is,
just became my favorite interview of all time.
There's our sound clip, and we can end right now.
Yeah, right. We're done. Okay. That was it. That was all we had to say.
All right,
so my big question for you would be, if you could see a reappearance of any character from a previous season, who would it be?
That's tough because I feel like these characters always kind of like reappear randomly.
Do you have a favorite that you really want to come back?
The one that I always kind of lean on, I always end up going back to the Mr. Meeseeks episode.
Yeah.
Like when they're trying to help Jerry with his golf game. Just because, like, I play golf and, I play golf. I'm not a golfer. Let's be clear there.
Okay.
So I empathize with both Jerry and the Mr. Meeseeks during that. So I always kind of lean on that episode. That and what's oh God. I mean, Mr. Poopy Butthole, which I'm so glad I got to say that in an interview.
Now I feel terrible.
10 million ants. Am I saying that right?
Oh my God. Yeah. Million ants? Is it just million ants?
It might be million ants.
Yeah.
It should be 10 million ants if it's not, but whatever.
So it's funny that you brought that up because after we're done with these questions, we have a game that we're going to play with you. And Danica was like writing, like, it's a game of Would You Rather. And so she wrote a Would You Rather question about Mr. Poopy Butthole. And I was like, we can't say that to David Cook. He's a gentleman. I was like, and now we've said it.
Yeah, that's over
fan.
and done with. So.
I'll get it. Well, maybe I'll throw it back in.
Oh my God.
If we can. Our producer, Jude, if you want to add the question back in, go for it. There.
Yeah.
Is there any other shows that you're just as excited about as Rick and Morty, or is that the pinnacle?
That one's up there. Let's see. I'm really excited for Ted Lasso, the new season of Ted Lasso.
Oh.
I was late to the game on that show, but man, what a fantastic show. And then past that, I go back to like I'll rewatch House like once every year or two, and then The Office and Parks and Rec and Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Ozark's really good. I'm sure
you have taste. You have taste.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm forgetting 20 other shows.
I think I could. I'm going back through Brooklyn Nine-Nine for I think my 4th time right now. It's genius.
It's stupid how good it is, right?
Yeah. Neat. Yeah. Cool.
Danica?
No doubt.
Another.
No doubt.
Well, all right. So you did some musicals in high school, of course,
yes.
Like many of us. And then, of course, you had the opportunity to play Charlie in Kinky Boots on Broadway, which is just so fucking cool. And so we're curious, would you be interested in doing another Broadway show? Do you have any in particular that you'd be, this is the one you'd be living for?
Because we have suggestions.
Oh, you have suggestions? I thoroughly enjoyed it. Would love to do it again. Mine are always kind of old standbys though. Like I would love to do the Phantom. I would love to try that. I think that'd be a killer challenge. I would love to be the Plant from Little Shop of Horrors.
Audrey?
Yeah, you should be Audrey too.
Audrey too.
Yeah.
I would love. I really enjoyed playing Riff in West Side Story my junior year of high school, purely because spoiler alert if you haven't seen West Side Story, but so Riff dies at the end of Act 1. I know. And then save for like a ghost dream sequence thing in Act 2. I was done. I loved that. So yeah, anything like that where like my job's done by the end of Act 1. I'm on board.
There's plenty of shows out there.
Yeah, right. Yeah. If you got a character that needs to die, I'm your fella.
I did a production of A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, not a musical, when I was like 12, and my character wasn't even born till Act 2. So during Act 1, I would go get food. I would like go eat. I would hang out, have ice cream, which is like not recommended.
Or like when we were Workhouse Boys in Oliver, we were done after the first number.
Scene 1 out of there. Yeah. I like your tactic, David.
Listen, hey, like leave them wanting more. Get in, get out. It's perfect. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, I think Danica, you also mentioned Little Shop, but you said Seymour, which I think Seymour would be.
You're not the first. You're not the first person to say that to me. You're not. No? I accept that. I accept that.
And I think Rock of Ages. I even said King George Hamilton. I'm.
You want to talk about like bang for your buck? He's on stage for what 11 minutes maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That's my white whale, that role.
Let's put it out there. We're gonna put it out there into the universe. You gritty Hamilton, fabulous.
Yep, I love this.
Can't wait. Do you have any tips for performing in heels?
I think I've lamented, about this before, but being a vocalist is a different vibe, both touring and on Broadway than like not being a vocalist. There's a different discipline to it for sure. But But my tricks, like I kind of learned on the fly while I was doing the show. So like some of the other cast members would be like, hey, just, orange and yellow Sour Patch Kids. You tuck them back here and it kind of helps generate some moisture in your throat. And then I would also tuck a Ricola back there. So I'd have like a Ricola over here and some Sour Patch Kids over here.
What a flavor profile.
Listen, they don't go well together. I'm being honest. But it did help quite a bit. So and then just the typical stuff like warm up, take care of your voice, stay away from dairy. All the boring stuff. Basically, don't eat anything good while you're performing and you're fine.
Because that is Charlie is such a challenging vocal role. And like Danica and I were talking about before, performing that many times a week, holy hell, that's so impressive.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's I'm so thankful how ignorant I was going into it because I would have psyched myself out. Absolutely. But it what I loved about the character more than anything was just that. And what I loved about the show, I didn't feel like there was any just flat out, like there's no bad guy. There's no good guy. Like everybody's kind of got some depth to them as a character. And so it was fun to play with Charlie. Like it was fun to find new things out about his character profile as I went through the show. And I ended up doing 99 shows as Charlie. And I felt like I felt like show 99, I was still finding things out about that character to play off of. And that's just a sign of great writing, So, man, what a joy to do that, to be a part of that show. What an awesome privilege it was. And I hope more stuff like that comes down the pipe.
It will.
We hope so too.
The other musical I would love to see you in is Jesus Christ Superstar. I think you would kill it as Judas.
As Judas, okay. I want to say I might have auditioned for Judas once, a long time ago. Yeah, but
No, I thought is when you first said Phantom, I thought you were going to say the Fantastics, and I went yes. The Fantastics.
I'll be the first to admit I don't know that I'm overly familiar with the Fantastics.
The music is absolutely beautiful. It's just stunning and very interesting story.
All right, I'll check that one out.
It's fantastic.
Well, I should hope so, given the title.
Oh, duh! Thank you.
You can't name a show The Fantastics and then be mediocre. You can't do that.
Duh to us, Kid Cadet, but somebody here just mentioned Rent. Duh.
Duh.
Yeah, Roger.
Yeah, you're Roger.
I've heard that before. Yeah.
Roger, this is your mother. All right. What do you think, Danica? We'll ask a couple more, then we'll go into the game.
Let's do it.
Okay, it's on you.
Oh, it's my turn. Oh dear. So
yes.
Oh yes, of course. We would, of course, be remiss if we did not mention and ask you many questions about American Idol. Lots of people are here to get a little more insight about that. So first question is, knowing what you now know, would you ever compete on another reality show?
Oh man.
Well, we set that up.
Okay, so that's a loaded question. Yes, I would, but there are parameters. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
I don't know that I would. I don't know that I would ever do anything like Idol again. Purely because I love the experience I had on that show. I don't know that I would want to risk changing that experience. But there are things, there are reality programs that I would love to do. There are reality programs I would absolutely not want to do ever in a million years. And anybody who's a fan of mine would probably be able to name the shows that I would not want to do.
Okay. Fair enough.
I see some people saying The Masked Singer. I would do The Masked Singer. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Without giving it away, like what would your costume be if you first thing that comes to your head?
So one of my jobs when I was in high school, like early high school, was I dressed up as I was the mascot for a restaurant called Old Country Buffet. And I had to dress up like a bee.
A bee?
A bee. Oh. My name was OCB. I didn't have a stinger. And I remember my last time doing that, I got punched in the groin by a kid at a baseball tournament. So yeah, he was not a fan of bees, apparently.
Okay.
Either that or he just really didn't like Old Country Buffet. I'm not sure.
Not a buffet guy. Yeah.
Yeah, but I might maybe bring the bee back. I don't know.
Okay, so if we see a bee show up, then
That's right.
we're like,
put money on it.
we know.
Yeah.
Oh, I like a bee. That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have any like deep connection to bees. It's not like my spirit animal. I don't think.
It's your Patronus, right?
Yeah.
Is that it? My Patronus is a bee.
I like that.
That's the one thing I know about Harry Potter. Okay, let's see.
Check that off. Move on.
More than I do, so we're doing great.
So, have you been able to like maintain any of the friendships that you made from your time on Idol?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to get a little golf outing set up with Archie. I saw Melinda Doolittle and Chris Allen last night for Chris's birthday. Happy birthday, Chris. Yeah, and it's so funny. Like so many of the Idol folks have kind of like consolidated to Nashville. I think Melinda's from here, but like Daughtry's here. You know, obviously Carrie and Kelly are here. Danny Goki's here. Archie's here. Yeah, I'm surprised we don't all hang out more. We should like some sort of like Idol convention or something.
Are you kidding me?
That's such a good idea.
See, the problem no, we had this discussion last night actually. Like it's a good idea until you realize like you get that many kids from Idol together, we're gonna have to do group numbers, and then everybody's out. Everybody's out. Nobody wants to.
But a convention of like David, I think it's
No,
might have something.
No. I'd rather dress up at the Bee and go to a baseball tournament again.
a convention where everyone's dressed like bees. I like it.
I like that one more.
This is turning into a very different vibe. Yeah.
Okay, well,
It's a different kind of convention.
Yeah, right. Before we get into the game, we did want to mention that obviously you've done a lot to raise awareness and funds for multiple charities. Thank you. And we want to know if you could tell us some charities that are really close to your heart.
Yeah, one I'm very heavily involved with is the National Brain Tumor Society. My older brother Adam passed away in 2009 from a brain tumor, which was the same year I got involved with the National Brain Tumor Society, and they put on a Race for Hope in Washington D.C. every year, and they do normally do like a bunch of events throughout the year. So if there's an event near you, please go support it and go check out nationalbraintumorsociety.org. I believe that's the website. If I'm wrong, somebody will put it in the comments. And then also do some work with this charity event called Big Slick in Kansas City every year. They benefit Children's Mercy Hospital. Fantastic organization. And then, we talked before this about my buddy Kevin Rom puts on an event every year for St. Jude Children's Hospital. And then, I can't think of anything else, but I'm sure there are others. Oh, Chris Everett Charities. Check that one out. Yeah.
Braintumor.org.
Okay. Thank you, David Cook News and Info. Yeah. Braintumor.org.
Wow.
And bigslickkc.org. Yeah, you guys go nuts. You got it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But thank you for raising awareness and for doing that. That's very special.
It's we're all kind of all us Idol kids are kind of afforded this platform for however long, and I think it'd be such a waste to not try to steer eyes and ears towards stuff that was important to us.
I respect that.
That's wonderful.
Very much.
Thank you.
Well, so now we're going to play our game of Would You Rather. So, right. David, there's no wrong answers here. And let's just do it. Danica, you want to go first? Or you want me to go first? I like that you're warming up. You're getting ready to throw.
I'm nervous. As soon as you say a game, that means competition, and then
it's only with yourself.
I go to a very different headspace.
No, only yourself.
Yeah.
Danica, you want to go ahead?
All right, let's do it. So, would you rather perform with the first band you ever saw live or perform with the most recent band you saw live?
All apologies to the country cover band I saw for my first concert, but I'm going to go with most recent band you ever saw live. And we talked about this. It wasn't the whole band, but the last live act I saw was Alice Cooper. He did 3 songs at that charity event. So Alice Cooper all day.
Yep. That would be fun. That'd be fun.
I'm so biased. I love it. Okay. Here's the next one. Would you rather only listen to Alice in Chains on repeat for 24 hours or only listen to Bon Jovi on repeat for 24 hours?
Are we talking entire catalog?
You can listen to any, but only them. Whatever songs you would like.
Sure. Oh, whatever songs I want, but just only that artist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's not just like put it on shuffle and you get what you get.
Right. It's not Rooster for 24 hours. Yeah, it's whatever you want.
Oh man, that's tough. I think just for mental health, I might have to go Bon Jovi. I love Alice in Chains, but I might just walk away from that a little sad. Yeah,
Fair.
I'll say Bon Jovi.
Yeah,
Final answer. Again, apologies to Alice in Chains. I love you guys.
They'll be okay. They're going to be just fine. Okay. Here's the next one.
All right. Next, would you rather do a concept album based on Simon Cowell or do a concept album based on Harvey Fierstein?
Concept album. I'll take Harvey.
Can you do the voice?
I think there might be more narrative to pull from maybe with Harvey. Yeah. Sorry, Simon.
He'll be okay.
I don't know why I feel the need to apologize. Like he's going to be offended.
They're all longtime watchers.
Yeah, you know, Simon. Shout out, Simon. Okay, here's the next one. Would you rather never have your guitar go out of tune that's ever again, or never break another guitar string ever again?
Never have the guitar go out of tune. If a string breaks, it'll knock the whole guitar out of tune, like in the middle of a song. Right. So if the guitar never goes out of tune, at least then I can fake my way through a broken string the rest of the song and switch it out.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Clever.
That was easy. That was a nice palate cleanser. That one was easy.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Great.
All right.
Safe. Let's move on. All right. Would you rather have to wear the Kinky Boots for every performance or have to wear Crocs for every performance?
Kinky Boots. What are we talking about?
Hell yes. Hell yes.
What are we? I wear a size 13 shoe, so me and Crocs is just that's a visual nightmare. Kinky Boots.
Shoes.
Yeah.
Sorry, Crocs, long time one.
Listen,
Okay.
If they're your sponsor, I apologize, but I'm
not.
not wearing Crocs for any performance, let alone every performance.
What are your thoughts on toe shoes?
What's that now?
Never mind.
What are those called? Like water socks with the little toes.
Water socks. Is that what we're replacing Crocs with water socks now?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, listen.
I might rock a pair of water socks. But
okay.
Yeah.
All right. No judgments. All right. Here's the next one. Would you rather? Oh, there you go. Be on a competition show where you learn a new skill or host a celebrity reality show?
Host a celebrity reality show. And here's I'm going to explain this one. So the picture you use is of dancing or ice skating. I'm not doing that. So, celebrity reality show host.
Okay, that's fun. I like it.
Because I know I'm getting paid for every episode because I'm the host. I'm not getting kicked off. And the SAG-AFTRA insurance is really nice. So
there you go.
I'm thinking this. I'm overthinking.
Yeah.
No, it's amazing. Here's what I'm thinking. Reality show. You, Mick Foley, gritty, in a house. This is as far as I've gotten. Tommy Lee can go too. Camera, Big Brother style. Bees.
Bees.
I don't know.
Just a house full of bees.
I feel like you're just pulling keywords. Is what it's
That's what I do. Harry Potter.
All right. I like it.
Okay. All right. Next one.
I like a house full of bees. That's the best part for me. All right. Would you rather have pyro for every show you perform or have a laser show for every performance?
I'm a big Muse fan. I'm going to say Laser Show.
Ooh,
Muse, so
laser
good.
flood.
Love it. Okay. Would you rather? Oh gosh, Danica, you read this one.
All right. Would you rather live in the Cronenberg dimension or live in the Citadel of Rix?
That's a tough one. I'll say Citadel of Rix. Although neither one of those is ideal.
Oh, are they
A
bad?
bureaucrat?
Oh,
You
yeah.
just call me a bureaucrat?
You'd have to be a bureaucrat. That's like the whole Citadel of Rix is all just bureaucracy.
Oh, I love it.
Danica, do you remember your other one? The poopy butthole one
I
that we
think
took
he
out?
may have. Oh, he added it. There you go.
Okay.
Would you rather go on an adventure with Crumbopulous Michael or go on an adventure with Mr. Poopy Butthole?
Oh, man. Here I go, killing again. I have to go just so I can say it again. I have to go, Mr. Poopy Butthole. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, he's a good guy. Crumbopulous Michael is an assassin.
Yeah, that's true.
So
They'd be very different adventures.
they would. They
Yes.
really would.
Ooh wee, as Mr. Poopy Butthole.
Ooh-wee.
I have to say it again. I love it.
Wow. Well, speaking of adventures, we've reached the end of our adventure with you, Mr. David Cook. This has been a journey.
I've said Mr. Poopy Butthole now 4 times in this interview, and I turned 39 this year. So this has been such a success for me.
You're welcome, Dan Harmon.
Well, before we do, okay, Vincent wants to know any stories with Blue October.
Well, I only did one show with Blue October, and I was really nervous meeting them. And Justin and the guys could not have been any nicer. So yeah, they got a lifelong fan out of me just for that. So on top of the fact they put out great music. So,
And once again, being nice,
Really?
very importante.
agreed.
So before we do wrap this up, any final thoughts? Do you want to say something again? We can say Mr. Poopy Butthole a couple more times.
I think I'm going to let it lie. I think
Okay.
I don't want to. I don't want to overexert and kill it.
We're gonna have to pay for it soon.
That's right. Yeah, I think if I say it again, they start charging royalties.
They might put you in the show. You know.
Well, if that's the case, Mr. Poopy
There you
Butthole.
go.
No, this has been a blast. Thank you guys so much for having me, and thanks to everybody for coming and showing up in the comments. And I can't wait to get asked to say that character's name for the rest of my career. So
Sorry.
no, it's good.
We're
do
so
not
glad.
dare apologize.
We're so glad.
No. This is good. This is a good thing.
Fabulous. Well, before we let you go, we're going to go over our upcoming guests that we have for June, July. Oh my gosh, this year's flying by. So on Thursday, we have a wrestler. He is known as Drama King Matt. So we'll be talking more theater stuff. Next Tuesday, we have Formula One race car driver Mario Andretti, which will be a lot of fun. Next Thursday, we have Mayra Diaz-Gomez. She's another wrestler. Then Friday, we have a bonus show. We have Lucas Rossi. I believe he's also in Nashville. We'll have to double check that. And then we also have Chum Lee from Pawn Stars. And then we're welcoming back our dear friend Casey Jost from Practical Jokers. Whew. So yeah, we're excited. And thank you so much again, David. This has just been so much fun.
Thank you guys for having me. Y'all have a great day.
You too. All right,
Thank
guys.
you.
We'll see you real soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.